What is the distance between Sheung Wan and Central? The answer, the width of a single street. Local heritage expert Chang Po-hung said the street was named after George Hamilton Gordon, the 4th Earl of Aberdeen, who was the then British Foreign Secretary. Beginning in 1843, the British colonial authorities moved the local Chinese from East Aberdeen Street to the west, an area known as Taiping Shan. Aberdeen Street was therefore once known as the boundary between Westerners and the Chinese in Hong Kong. In the early colonial era, after the Chinese were moved to the west of Aberdeen Street in the area around Sheung Wan and Sai Ying Pun, the east of Aberdeen Street was developed into the city center of what was then called Victoria City. Today it has been renamed Central. When the British took over Hong Kong in 1841, several streets leading up to the hilltop were opened, and Aberdeen Street was one of them. This half-kilometer street starts from Cane Road straight down to Queen's Road Central. It is one of the main pathways connecting the mid-levels to Central. Besides hosting the first tea house in Hong Kong in 1846, Aberdeen Street carries a rich legacy of housing many of the city's historical firsts. Back then, here in Hollywood Road's junction was the well-known Alice Memorial Hospital. It belonged to the London Missionary Society and was also the city's first medical school. This spot behind me is what remains of the old Alice Memorial Hospital. It was Hong Kong's first hospital that trained the local Chinese in Western medicine. Today's Queen's College, once called the Government Central School, was built here as the city's first public secondary school. In 1889, the school was moved from Gough Street to Aberdeen Street. In 1894, it was renamed Queen's College. But by the mid-1930s, the then vice principal suggested to the government that the school campus was desperately in need of renovation. He described it as the old woman of Aberdeen Street, an analogy of the campus's decrepit state. In 1951, the area became a police dorm and was transformed into the PMQ-designed venue in recent years. Today's Aberdeen Street remains filled with historical sites, but the properties once owned by the Western population here were gradually purchased by the wealthy Chinese locals in the 70s. Today, the Westerner-Chinese boundary is nothing but a distant memory of the city's past.